I'm Arn Menconi, and welcome to our show. I'm in Aspen, and I met Song, who runs a mutual fund in China, and we've been talking about his fund and what's going on in China today. So we're very lucky to have him on our show. As you've seen in previous shows, the Chinese stock market had been really falling down in the last couple of weeks. We saw it close three times. When it goes below 7%, they automatically shut it down for the day. Their debt to ratio is at 70%. So the first question I want to ask, is just describe in simple terms this debt to GDP ratio that's going on in China. And to us, we look at that as 7 years ago, the subprime recession. Is that how it feels in China right now? Is it feeling like it's at a crisis epidemic level?
I don't think so in some ways, because in term of a subprime crisis,
Yeah.
actually, you guys use lots of leverage. We could see some lots of financial staffs is a little bit overvalued or something like that. But in a local market, yeah, we're facing lots of problems. But the local governments actually reissue the debt with the lower rates, and I think that's probably is a way to get the risk off right now.
So local governments inside
Yeah.
of China are
Yeah.
actually able to resize, reframe, reissue the debt.
Reissue the debt, yeah, with the lower
So,
rates.
uh, because from what form of authority can that happen? Because the way I'm trying to understand that is, you have the Federal Reserve that's just going to say, instead of $100 million debt, we have a $20 million
So probably
debt.
this is a
They're
long.
just wiping it off the books.
Yeah, no, I mean this is probably the long stories, different structures of the government, different structures of the regulators,
Right.
Yeah.
So what does that do to the people who have the capital, who've been investing in the markets? Does it stay the same for them, or are theirs being restructured?
Yeah, I mean, it has been restructured because you could see the interest rates going down, and probably in the long term, you could just see the trend
Right.
of the interest rates. So if they don't accept that, probably they will lose more money. So that's what we talk about. In that kind of situation, probably the right way to sort it out.
A lot of Chinese money is coming out of the United States and going into the dollar because it's strong. We're seeing this happen throughout the world right now. I mean, there's really not a good market anywhere. It's sort of like even the United States market can't be said as a good one, but it's the best of the bunch right now, except for possibly India's. Where do you see? We're seeing this outflow of Chinese dollars. I think what smart individuals in the United States who aren't buying into what we're seeing on mainstream business news is China's not dumb. How are they going to get out of this? Are they going to do any type of taxing? Are they going to try to figure out maybe how to bring interest rates below zero, or where are they at right now?
Yeah, I mean, if you're talking about strong dollar, that means hot money will getting out of the emerging markets, and then they probably rush in the dollar zone, and you could see the assets in dollar will getting higher and higher, something like that. In terms of China, I think that's that's the part of the problem, because you could see a weak renminbi right now.
A week what?
Renminbi, that's the local currency right now.
Right.
Yeah. Actually, renminbi depreciated a lot from the last year. And but I don't think the government will, tax people more because, because the whole economy is slowing down. We probably would do on the contracts, tax, people less, and to boost the economy, and this is, the core issue. The one part of the issue is the dollar issue. The other side is the slowing down economy.
Right.
How could we boost the economy up?
Right.
So that's probably the two sides of the question.
So I don't want to ask, if you want to answer these questions,
Yeah.
great, but you're running a mutual fund, and your mutual fund has taken some kind of a hit, I would imagine.
We're doing pretty well. Actually, we shorted in the last April. No, it's last June.
Yeah.
And then we
You
we
shorted?
just we just hold less than 10% of the position. So we actually not hit by the market like others.
You saw it coming, you sat out.
Yeah.
All right. So now what? Are you going back in, assuming that it's going to come
Yeah,
back?
I'm seeing.
Drill down real, like here in the United States.
Yeah.
Military industry
Yeah.
stocks are going up.
Yeah.
Pharmaceutical stocks are going up. So we might see volatility, but there are some strong sectors in the United States
Yeah.
economy, not ones that I would like to see strong,
Mhm.
but what are you seeing that's strong out in the future in China markets?
Well, something like healthy care, entertainment, sports, recreational, something like that, because they can boost the local demand of the market. So we actually quite optimistic in that area, and we could see the buying chance probably right after the Chinese New Year.
When is that?
It's 6th or 7th of the February.
6th or 7th of February?
Yeah.
Okay.
You could see probably in the coming future, probably the market is still quite volatile.
Yeah.
But I think we could find the opportunity to make money because if the market not going up, then it won't going down. Then you won't have opportunity to buy, right?
Has your mutual fund invested at all in Africa and any kind of
No, we
natural
just
resources there?
we just invested in the local market.
In the local market?
Yeah.
All right. Anything else that I missed that you think is just a interesting part that people aren't understanding or getting?
Not really. Talking about those questions, probably a long story. It's not a 15 minutes.
We don't have a crystal ball, but
No.
when do you see the rebound? Year, 5 years?
I'm quite optimistic, actually. I could see the market. Normally the emerging market like this.
Yeah.
Probably in the coming years, we could see the L shape in China market, and I think probably in a year or year and a half, probably we will see this. Yeah.
Thank you for taking time out from your holiday, and
Welcome.
have some good turns
Okay,
tomorrow.
thanks.
Bye.